It's the biggest housing crisis of all time. 3 billion people without permanent homes.
More than 100,000 people are now living on the Mall in Washington, in clear view of Capitol Hill. For now, the president refuses to evict them.
200,000 people are squatting in Central Park on land once valued at $500 billion.
It's been a year since the number of people on Earth doubled. Countries are in crisis. Tent cities spring up everywhere. Architects finished designing the first of several new super skyscrapers, 200 stories tall. 10,000 people can live in one city block. Super skyscrapers soar around the world. Some of these enormous buildings have holes near the top to let high winds pass through. But in China, there's a problem.
The 200-story building was built on top of an undiscovered fault line. The weight of the building triggered an earthquake.
Rescue workers pick through the rubble. Officials say there are more than 3,000 dead.
Los Angeles teeters on half a dozen major fault lines. The fear of earthquakes keeps most buildings below 20 stories, including the new apartments in the Chavez Ravine. As soon as the first building is complete, it's overcrowded. The age of the single-family home is over. Cities are bursting with people. There's a price for all the new construction. It can take over 100 trees to build just one wood-framed house. 5 million homes require a forest the size of Rhode Island. Clear cuts scar the planet. It's not the only natural resource being strained. In New York, the water system is designed to deliver 3.8 billion liters of water every day. Now, twice as many people take baths and flush toilets, doubling the amount of water that gushes through an aging sewer system. Human waste mixes with rainwater. In Manhattan, the sewers used to overflow during heavy storms. Now it happens almost every time it rains. Raw sewage oozes into the rivers and homes. Fresh water used for drinking is becoming polluted. The lack of clean water causes outbreaks of dysentery and diarrhea. sewage and garbage disposal can't keep up. Rats flourish in these crowded cities. There are more cases of meningitis and complete kidney failure. It's traced to Weil's disease, a deadly sickness spread by rats. In North America, overcrowded hospitals are flooded with patients suffering from diseases rarely seen here for a century. Cholera, typhoid fever, all caused by polluted water. Clean water is the biggest problem in this crowded new world. The planet has lots of water. It covers 70% of the Earth. But almost all of it is salt water. Just 3% is fresh water. And most is locked up in glaciers and ice caps. In fact, we survive on just 1% of our world's water.
The City of Los Angeles would like to remind you that strict water rationing has begun. Households are limited to 55 liters a day. Meters will be checked regularly to ensure compliance.
Water, so long taken for granted in the Western world, is precious. Before the population boom, the average household used about 870 liters a day for showering, washing our clothes, and doing the dishes. A third of what Americans used didn't even get to their houses. It went to watering their lawns. But the era of infinite water is over. In London, 12 million people depend on water from the River Thames. So much water is being used that during low tides, enormous ships are grounded.
This is a reminder. Between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., there will be no water.
All through the developed world, it's the same story.
Achtung! Zwischen 14 und 18. L'eau n'est pas disponible cet après-midi. C'est un annonce. Entre orele de 2 și 6.
Around the world, land is being cleared for farms. Some of the wood is harvested to build homes. The land planted with new crops. Americans used to throw out 40% of the food they bought. Now, every grain is conserved to help feed a crowded world. Farmers are planting new crops that won't need as much water. By changing the genes in corn and wheat, plants can survive with less water from the sky or the ground. These drought-resistant plants are in high demand to feed a hungry world. The worldwide building boom puts enormous pressure on the power system. In North America, 100 new nuclear plants are rushed into production. But they won't all be working for 10 years. The quickest solution is coal. In China, 4 new coal plants begin operation each week. North America follows suit. And to conserve energy, power curfews roll across the world. The bright lights of major cities are turned off at midnight. At 14 billion, the world is struggling to support us. Soon, we'll have to make major sacrifices. But it won't be enough.